Whoa! Welcome to Crypto, my God. My name is Graham Friedman. I'm going to take you through a little trip on the daily regarding the cryptocurrency industry, the tech updates, the legal advancements, and the evolution as it happens. Now, things move really quickly. I'm not trying to do a 101 crash course or anything. I'm just hoping for this to be a home for you to figure out what the hell is going on when you log in and you say, oh my God, crypto is nuts. I am an experienced industry insider. I have participated in bringing tokens to launch. I've operated a fund. I've worked inside of DAOs, and I have been in the trenches since long time ago when there was only Bitcoin and you had to buy it off people in back alleys in New York City. Now, that being said, I'm pretty fascinated by this stuff. I waste way too much of my time in life and energies just reviewing what is going on, and I am happy to announce that I will be hand-holding you through this journey. Now, we're kicking off the year. This is pretty nice, and I'm fairly excited by it. We have a Bitcoin crossing over 100K. Why is this number important? Now, when I found Bitcoin, it was worth only a couple cents. That was a pretty wild time, and there was a lot of painful lessons between then and now. So to see it reach $100,000, that is six figures, this is freaking insane to us old OGs. You know, truth be told, I've once bought a Budweiser for about 0.1 Bitcoin back in the day. Probably the most expensive thing I've ever bought. But this six-figure number, this is very much a psychological shift. It's very exciting. I'm sure everyone's aware of all of the ETFs and the way that Bitcoin itself is being adopted by traditional finance. But what we're really seeing here is that Bitcoin as a monetary asset is growing in adoption. We're seeing it listed every day on CNBC. We're seeing it being talked about frequently as a necessity on a cap table, whether you're a business, whether you're a sovereign nation. Bitcoin itself, and not really the technology as much as the asset, is being globally adopted. Crossing back into six figures over 100K is an amazing time to be alive, guys. I cannot get over this enough. Now let's talk a little bit more about what's going on this week, because I want to say current events. For anyone following, there's a lot of things going on in the chain world, right? A lot of you are probably trading on Solana these days. It's a very easy place to keep up with the meme coin trend, with the speed and excitement of everything. But we've also got a bazillion other what are called layer twos going on across the board. We can see some really exciting ones. Arbitrum 1, actually a classic one, beginning to take over with truly amazing TVL. Now, what is TVL? The way we look at this, and guys, if you have any questions, please hit me up with them. But one of the metrics, and honestly, it's not a really great one, but one of the ways we look at a chain's strength is how much value has been locked inside of it. Now, a lot of this value is coming from stablecoins. These are things like USDC, USDT. Basically, somebody, an entity takes a single dollar, they hold it in treasury, and they mint $1 on chain. This allows us to move dollars back and forth really easily. What's really fascinating is if we look at stablecoin value globally, we can see that these things are actually quite massive. So one of the most interesting things to look at, just popping up with the AI and output, is that the global market for stablecoins continues to grow. The estimate to exceeding over $180 billion. Now, that's really freaking crazy if we want to go look at which ones are at the top, what's really doing well. We have Tether, which is one of the greatest businesses that's ever been created. Again, they take a dollar, they put it into their treasury, they mint a dollar in tandem. Now, what their advantage is that they can use those dollars in their treasury to buy UST bills. It's a safe asset. It's very easy. That generates yield. Tether keeps the yield. They make profit. This company's only got about 20 people. It's producing like $1 billion a day. Things freaking amazing. Everyone's trying to compete. Under it, we have USDC, what is considered the sort of Americanized version of it, even though these are all US dollars. And again, we're looking at market caps that are just freaking insane, right? $137 billion on Tether, 45 billion coming here. What's truly crazy about these stable coins is that they're actually at this point, I want to say the 16th largest purchaser of UST bills. So as much as the government really wants to say that crypto is anti-American, something that they should try to take down, this is actually one of the largest purchasers in the world of the US dollar through the T-bills, and that is something that I will touch on over and over again because crypto is now splitting into a couple different things. One, is this marketplace for digital technologies, really high risk, really high return, really easy to access through things like the internet, mobile, websites, all of this fun stuff. As a result, it's capturing the youth's attention, right? I'm a millennial. I love a nice interface. I really hate the telephones. When I started investing, Vanguard required me to call a broker to buy a stock. Guys, I had to call somebody on a phone to buy a stock. You're doing it through Robinhood now. Think of crypto as taking Robinhood and multiplying it by 10. Robinhood's really just a nice interface around a really dated back-end system. Crypto is completely reshaping the entire system. Now, on the other side, we're not really looking at decentralized assets when we're talking stable coins. We're not looking at anti-fragile government resistance. What the stable coins are really doing is weaponizing the dollar. It's making dollars accessible globally. People in Africa can now earn dollars in their local currencies, use them to purchase stable coins, and now they get to hold their wealth in dollars. This is huge, guys. Aside from U.S. dominance, this is allowing people to avoid hyperinflation in their local currency. Is really quite life-changing. I've done a lot of work both in Africa and Latin America around these things, and I can't tell you how impactful this is to people that, earn $100 on a Monday and it's only worth $90, $80, $70, $50 by Friday. So it's pretty nuts. Anyway, back to L2B. When we look at the scale of growing ecosystems and everything happening on chain, for people that are unfamiliar, I am covering a lot of data really quickly, but a lot of this now is competing of Ethereum versus Solana. Now, the big thing going on here, Solana is fast, it's cheap. What does that mean? It means everything is very easy and it feels like the internet, right? Things should be fast and cheap. In the last cycle, it was mostly Ethereum. It was fast-ish, like 10-second settlement times, but it was not cheap. If you did anything, it would cost you like $100 to execute a transaction. Now, on top of Ethereum, we have L2s, and they, like Solana, are fast and cheap, but of course, each L2 does not work with itself quite yet. That is a big difference. Everything on Solana operates within its own world. They're interchangeable. They are what is called composable. You can compose one application into another. That just means they're interoperable. On Ethereum, it's a little bit more difficult, but we have a lot of things happening that are really helping out. So like Base is on the OP mainnet. This is called the Optimism Stack, and that allows them to sort of work together. More things are being built out there. Arbitrum 1, amazingly fast, amazingly cheap. All of these things are a little annoying in that an asset like a stablecoin on Arbitrum does not work on Base. However, many solutions are being built for that, and those will play together in the future. Now, one of the crazy things that I really enjoy is actually the return of NFTs, guys. I've been really bullish on this and actually have been ahead of the curve buying these things at the bottom. But NFTs represent a community. I know it sounds really silly. You're like, what are these JPEGs? But they are truly unrivaled in their potential. We've seen an explosion of meme coins, right? What is a meme coin? Why is a meme coin? A meme coin is just nothing. It's just taking any sort of meme, any idea on the internet, making a gazillion coins around it and saying, if we all YOLO this to the moon, the value will go up. Now, that is at its core a Ponzi scheme, right? It is only worthwhile if the next buyer pays more. However, people rally around a meme. Memes are funny. They make us laugh. They bring together culture. However, the meme coins are great. In a bull market, we don't want anything with substance. We want no ceiling, right? You want to go to the moon. To go to the moon, you can't have a ceiling on top. Now, in a bear market, we get very much the opposite. These things that have no value, they will completely go to zero. We've seen this before with NFTs in the last cycle. And, to be honest with you, memes have been pretty recurring theme. Initially, Bitcoin was a meme until it got more adoption. Then in 2017, we had Ethereum, which launched ICOs, initial coin offerings, or what looked like, early ability to buy into internet protocols. Those internet protocols, mostly bullshit. They were memes. Then we get on to NFTs, which were just 10,000 JPEGs. Also a meme. Meme coins is kind of the ultimate ending in this evolution of assets, if you will. But we can see with meme coins that people want to trade around these assets. But the thing with meme coins is, just like a meme, they ebb and they flow in their longevity. They have no sticking power, really, unless they accrue like a certain amount of value and they stay. But it does kind of show to me that NFTs solve this, right? NFTs have a reason to stick around, to congeal. And this cycle, they are not just JPEGs. They are so much more, and they are so cool. So obviously at the top, we have CryptoPunks. You can think of these as like the Andy Warhol of all the NFTs. The reason for this is like Bitcoin. They kind of came out for free or easy access on Ethereum. They were actually free to claim back in the day. I remember seeing the page and thinking, I'll get it when I come home. And I went out that night, came back, it was all gone. So one of the greatest lessons I can ever teach you in the crypto world is if you see something interesting, hop on it immediately. You never know what potentiality can come. Now, Pudgy Penguins is taking the second role, and this is really interesting. These adorable penguins, they actually have an underlying IP. So people can use their penguins to create products. You can find these plushies now in Walmart, and they're creating an entire ecosystem around them. They're launching their own chain, which is for, again, sort of NFT communities, things like the Pudgy Penguins to take after them and use that infrastructure. So there's a lot of value under the Pudgies. They've even released their own coin recently, and you can see a smaller entry in the little Pudgies. Other interesting things going on here, Bored Ape Yacht Club, sure. But we're seeing a lot of the art. A lot of the art NFTs are coming back. So things like Autoglyph, Chromie, Squiggles. Well, we'll get some more down here. But these things are actually more like the actual art scene. Sorry, here we go. Fidenza by Tyler Hobbs. These are mostly computer-generated art. They are being traded at galleries, and they're their own subcategory. These things are doing really well. Mad Lads is a really powerful one on the Solana ecosystem as well. So one thing that is exciting to me, we are seeing the return of the NFTs. I think this is really healthy to the market. This shows that people are excited by what can happen. Obviously, a lot of meme coin mania, but a little bit of sticky power. If you want to take that meme coin idea and put it into a community, something that people can use and rally, you're going to go to NFTs. So that's really exciting. Now, the other thing that's getting a little bit crazy is this mix, right? We're getting into AI agents. This one's called Chai. The dot fun is basically a reference to a launchpad where anyone can create an asset. So this comes from pump.fun that allowed anyone to create a token. Chai.fun means anyone can create an AI. And basically what you're looking at with these AIs are chatbots that can both tweet, have a token so you can trade the token, and even more crazy is that they might have access to a crypto wallet. Now, the thing that got me into Bitcoin in the beginning, I read the Bitcoin white paper in 2009, and I thought software-based money is the obvious answer to software-based souls. What does that mean? As we automate into robots, into AI, I initially thought it would be automated cars on the street that when they wanted to pass each other, they would make a deal around value for speed, and that they would eventually shake on that and settle that in Bitcoin. We're starting to see this now happen with AI agents on Solana, on Ethereum. They have their own Web3 wallets. They can tweet on Twitter or X, make posts. They can actually buy assets inside that wallet. And with their own token, it means people could add a speculative trade on top. This stuff's getting really crazy, and I'll have to talk about it more on its own and independently because it's honestly a total mindfuck. But the crazy thing is that we will now see these AI agents or these digital souls go back into these NFT collections. So in the future, a Pudgy Penguin, especially with some of the protocol updates coming to Ethereum, a penguin might be able to talk to you, might have its own LLM under it. It might be its own AI personality with its own wallet, right? These things are going to be able to become entire living brands on their own, and they'll be wrapped inside an NFT. That means you can create this entire business that self-posts on X, that can trade assets, that can actually own underlying IP, wrap that all in an NFT, and buy and sell that on a secondary market. That is where we're going, and that's going to be utterly insane, and it's very exciting. So these are some of the things we're looking at today. It's getting really, really, really nice out there. I just want to say, like, stablecoins, these are coming into their own. Athena is something that generates its own yield. Man, I'll have to get into deep dives on everything. This is only number one. I will be posting every single day. So please hit subscribe, tune in. Ask me what you want to learn about. I'm going to cover everything from specific industry topics all the way through to doing app reviews. I don't think there's enough people using the apps. And guys, if I could tell you to do one thing in crypto, it's just to click the fucking buttons, man. If you use these apps early, they might reward you with airdrops. You never know what you're going to get. This is an industry that rewards its first users. Bootstrapping is the name of the game here. And I'm really excited to kick off, and hopefully you'll tune in. So guys, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you around.